You guys know I would go live and forget to put my earbuds in beforehand, right? What's up, guys? Welcome to DoMoreLife and welcome to a very, what I hope is going to be a lovely live stream today because number one, I think the question of, so there went the notification. So I got a notification. I hope everybody gets a notification. Um, I think everybody always asks themselves this question. I think expats are, hey, Mr. Mitch. And by the way, hello to everybody in the chat already. Robert and Gerald and Cody and everybody else I've already said hello to. Thank you guys for being here. Here's the thing. Steve, what's up, man? Good to see you too. Robert says, I'm ready. Good for you, bud. Just monitor the stream as close as you can. You got this covered because right now you're the only moderator in here. Anyway, the age-old question. Can you find true love in Pattaya? Can you find true love in Pattaya? Can you do it? Can you do it? Fantastic. What is up, my man? 3 already now. Just have to set filter parameters. Yeah, I don't. If there are lewd comments coming up that have certain words in them, I don't even see them. Not exactly sure what you mean. 3 already now. So I guess you might be talking about. Not exactly sure on your comment there, brother. But I did catch you setting up my favorite Subway in Pattaya on one of your videos. And if you don't know, guys, that's on the corner of Bocao and Diana and Lanky in Pattaya. That Subway is. I love going there. So if you ever want to chase me down to Pattaya, Subway is probably a good spot to find me, I would have to say. So anyway, we're going to talk about the subject of can you find true love in Pattaya? And I'm going to say, answering your question in your title of vid. Yep, 3 already now. Just have to sit. Oh, I see what you're saying, Ty. I see what you're saying, man. Yeah. The actual answer to that question is yes, you can. But it's also, I hear you got 3, you just need to filter them down, right? That's a dangerous game to be playing in Pattaya, but I'm sure you know what you're doing. Please hit the like button if you enjoy this content. I really, really would appreciate it. I want to go for 100 likes today because I think we can get it. I think we can get it. I think we can get 100 thumbs up. We also did not even come close to our monetary goal yesterday. So let's see if we can fix that too. But that's beside the point. Moving right along. There is 100 thumbs up for sure. We've done it once before. Once before we've done that. And usually the thumbs up coincide with PayPal contributions or super chats and that kind of thing. If you make a lot of money on your live stream, you usually get a lot of likes. Anyway, I want to talk about why it can't happen first. And I'm talking about falling in love in Pattaya. One, most people that go there, for the most part, are tourists. Or they're people like me that live in Bangkok and go to Pattaya on the weekends, or like when I lived in Rayong, I would go on the weekends. So, setting up a relationship with anyone in Pattaya is going to be difficult to begin with because of the time. Like, are you going to be able to spend time together or what? Addie, good morning. The next question you have to ask yourself is, what is her occupation and how badly does she want to give it up? Or are you okay with her occupation and you just don't care? Because typically drinking companions can carry multiple titles of occupations in Pattaya. We don't need to talk about what those names may be, what names or what identities they may carry, because I think we already know. Um, it's a I've gone down there before, spent enough time with uh, a drinking companion, someone who works in the nightlife industry, and it wouldn't have been too much of a problem for me to uh, stick around with her for a little while. But at the end of the day, you got to remember what her job occupation is. And her occupation was she was a full time drinking companion or tour guide, whatever you want to call it. She was a nightlife host, and Pattaya, excuse me, is famous for its nightlife. It's very difficult to uh, find a meaningful relationship with someone who works in that industry for a long duration of time. It does happen. I'm going to tell you two stories that I know of when I get to the end here. Let's catch up on the comments though. Car K says, "Gentlemen really need to watch Humans. She Can't Love Like That, or Ronan Man's Eat, Pray, Love. I've seen a movie called Eat, Pray, Love. Videos to understand. We often transpose our idealistic aspect of love onto women." That goes without saying. I agree with you 100% there, Carl. Asia Unscripted, good to see you. Ty Guy Bryce says some personal trainers make a lot of money and don't want love. They just want to support family. That is also a completely accurate statement. Ty says maybe stick to professional masseuse ladies. They take more genuinely, but look for not a tourist. Yeah, Ty. I understand that. In fact, that's exactly what happened to me. My girl was and I use the term was, uh, uh, or excuse me, my my girl, which is no longer, was a professional masseuse in Pattaya, and she did nothing but professional massages, absolutely nothing. And she was a great girl, but just it's like our personality just didn't. It never got there. I was hoping it would, but it didn't. And you will find even in Pattaya when these women that the men tend to chase more often than not, they really don't want you around, especially if they're not in the nightlife industry. And you guys are going to have to disseminate between what I mean when I say nightlife and what I mean when I say professional work in Pattaya. Because professional jobs are going to be like the professional masseuse, the business owners of, like, I don't know, pharmacies or hair salons, things like that. Car Case is she doesn't love who you are, but what can you provide her? Ultimately, it boils down to what made our species succeed as well as it has. That's kind of a sad way to say it. I have to say, but at the same time, you make a good point, Carl. Eddie says too many men fall in love with. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. I don't know why you do that. You can't do it. Carl says been married multiple LTRs, but right now I'm only STRs. As long as it remains fun, commitment, nagging, or disrespectful, you're out. There you go, bro. If that's how you set up your life, Ty says special service providers. Exactly. We usually call them fitness trainers or drinking companions or if they are full-time people, then may refer to them as something else. YouTube has a great long filter for most of these things, but you know what? Even if this video doesn't get monetized, I really don't care. I want to talk about it. He's agreeing with Addie. They don't know they're the prize, and if you treat her like a queen, she will see you as a servant. Women don't date or marry down. I would say that's pretty much accurate. The only time I've seen that happen is in the States. I haven't seen that happen over here. This is in the Southeast Asian culture in general. Well, yeah, in general, they don't marry down. But if you're like over in the Philippines or whatever, you probably are going to be marrying up regardless. And that's just, you know. Gregory says, so inevitably, my first time going there, I'm bound to make a mistake relationship wise, right? you probably are, Gregory. You probably are. You probably are going to make a mistake, but it's okay. We're going to talk about making those mistakes and how to get over them. I've got about 2 hours to chat here, so we got plenty of time to discuss whatever you want to discuss. And Ty says, never put them on the pedestal. And you know what? I was talking about 10 things I wish I'd known before I moved to Thailand, and that's one that I left out. Ty is never put them on a pedestal, because when you put them on a pedestal, you give all the leverage away. You don't have any leverage left in the relationship. We're not talking about a normal relationship between two 9 to 5 working people. Okay, so you have to understand that this is a little bit different, and you have to understand the rules of the game before you even think about getting started on actually having a girlfriend who lives and works either in the nightlife venues, entertainment, or is a fitness trainer, drinking companion, that kind of thing. Before you even go there to try to start a relationship, you need to, vet. I saw the word vet pop up. Eric says, so now I'm getting really bummed out here. So are the plenty of just normal Thai girls that you can meet the beach spot? Yes, absolutely. 100%, Eric. Or even maybe a bar that you can actually find. You can. There are plenty of good women in Pattaya and in surrounding areas. For every one of these towns that we talk about, these tourist destinations in Thailand, like Phuket, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, what are some other ones, guys? Krabi, Samui, those things. That there for every time I talk about one girl that's not your normal, or that doesn't work a normal 9 to 5 job, there's 100 good girls that. And again, let me be specific about this. I am not saying in any way, form, or fashion that there is anything wrong with the women who work in the nightlife industry there, or who are certified drinking companions. The fitness trainers. I don't have any problem with them there, because they're there to do a job just like everybody else. It's just their job is just a little bit different. Carl says every man should understand. No, you got to be, Carl. YouTube is really cracking down, man. Some of these, I'm letting you get your man thing on, but like you can't keep going and going and going. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that the video will remain monetizable if possible. Tag Eyebrow says, Eric, good women are everywhere, but some people don't see them because they look in the wrong places, and the personal trainers make 1,000% effort to stand out, catch the eye of foreign men. That's 100% or 1,000% correct, I should say. Thai guy, right? They always do that, and once you go enough, you'll learn that uh, you'll learn the qualifying questions that they're asking you to find out what they want from you. And when you find out what they want from you, you'll know. But clearly, you will know. Filtho says leverage does it stun them at all to play the up to you card on them? Nah, not really, because they get that a lot. Let me clarify. When you say up to you, then, or up to them, up to you. What typically happens is when you say up to you, they know that you've probably been there before and you probably understand what's going on. And it's probably not a good idea to. And here's the thing about the up to you card. This is a good point, Phil. So I'm glad you said that. If you give them the option of up to you, then what you're really saying is, you know, I've been here, done this. I've been around the city for a long time, and I understand how things work. So, if you're trying to make them happy, okay, by saying up to you, because most of these the people that we're referring to, they don't work regular hours, so they sleep during the day and then work at night. Then there's nothing wrong with that either. But if you try to make them feel special by giving them the option to keep, like, letting them make all the decisions, you're going to come off as a different kind of guy. Like, you're going to come off as a guy that really likes her, or that really is really passive and that kind of thing. And that's not typically what that's definitely not what they're used to. I don't know that it would help you in your quest if you were trying to find a girl to be with for a long time. Probably wouldn't help you. Addie says, in general, women around the world are always looking for something better. Now that my audiobooks website about Australian is done, I get so many females chasing me because I have steady income. Well, having a steady income is definitely a part of qualifying for a relationship, especially when it comes to women in Pattaya. Carl K says, wow, I'm sad to see how YouTube has increased censorship so much. So am I. So am I, Carl. They have gone through and done this thing where they age restrict videos now, and which means no ads, they don't show them on anybody's homepage and that kind of thing. So you just have to be extra careful and never, ever take a deleted comment personally. Never, ever. Because if you and I were sitting down at a table, you could talk about that all you wanted to, and I would sit there and probably agree with just about everything you had to say. Ty Guy Bryce says, my girlfriend is Ty, used to be a drinking companion. Your story was one I'm glad you're telling, because I was thinking about you when I was setting this topic last night, and it said I'm really glad you opened up about this, Ty Guy. Thank you. My girlfriend is Ty, used to be a drinking companion, moved here to the UK with a guy, broke up with him, and I met her and been together for nearly 5 years. Awesome story, because that's the contrast to what generally doesn't happen, right? That's you're in the rare, like, you're one of the rare people that just happen to find the right girl, and that's an amazing feat. And look, it doesn't have to be just in Pattaya, right? You can get you can find drinking companions in any tourist destination. In fact, they don't even have to be in a tourist destination. I would say to most people that these things can happen at virtually anywhere. I mean, that has a nightlife district for sure. Ty Guy Bry has become a channel member. Thank you, Ty Guy Bry. Good to see you becoming a channel member, man. We're going to have some content later on this week, but you can check out all the content that's for members only now. There is one video up, and you will get a kick out of it, I'm sure. Carl K says, yep, Eddie, they're all wired that way, thus the saying, she's not yours, it's just your turn. Enjoy the moment, for it likely will change, certainly by the 8-year mark on average. I can agree with that. Filtho says, no, up to you, like my way or the highway leverage. I'm so sorry, Filthos. I'm still a little bit confused. If you say up to you, like my way or the highway, yeah. So I don't know. Give me a good description of what you're talking about. Just of course be PC about it, and we'll see what we can get going. Prep Fort says, always good info. I am here listening. Thank you for coming in, Prep Fort. I appreciate it. Ty, who always has good insight on this, says, ladies are looking for a leader. You tell them and ask them for their opinion. You have hit the nail on the head, as you often do, and pretty much said, you pretty much summed it up in a, in a nutshell. Because I made this thing for this video for a couple of reasons. One of which is some people really go to places like Pattaya, and they look for drinking companions that they can convert. Or nightlife workers that they can convert into girlfriends, right? And in order to do that, number one, you have to be alpha male, like you have to be. And to your point, Ty, I don't think I've seen anything more spot on than that. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to try to read every word of every person's comment because maybe that'll help. I'm not sure. Gregory says, I recently read a mission statement on hiring prerequisites of a certain restaurant club group in P-Town, which read like a joke, maybe here in the States, but you're right. It comes down to it's a job. That's it. It's a job. And Ty says, if they want to be with me, they need a job. Whether sisters / Tytastic. It's funny. Yeah, if they're with you, then if you have a steady drinking companion that loves to see you every time you come to Pattaya. Hey Roger, good to see you, brother. Oh, there's Christopher Peterson in the house. Good to see you, my friend. We remember you, bro. We remember you because you started last month, and because of your start that you gave to us last month, we wound up having the best month we've had in 9 months. So thank you again, Chris, or Christopher. I really appreciate that. I'll get your comment in just a second. Addie said, he retracted his message. Carl says, yeah, I understand your position, JC, and I don't blame you. I follow another guy who said he's been demonetized on almost all of the videos and throttled for new members thinking about stopping. Sad. Yeah, throttled has definitely happened on this channel, for sure. Absolutely, 100%. But I got to get out more. I got to get out more and get out and travel more, and that's what we're working towards. And the only way we do that is with the channel fund, which is why I was a little bit disappointed yesterday because we try to shoot for 100 USD per live stream on the weekend for a total of 200 USD on the weekend. and we got a couple super chats when you take YouTube's cut away from it that totaled like $12.50 or something. So that was okay. But PayPal, we only made $5 on PayPal. So which is unusual because we've been doing really good hitting our goals. So Robert's got the PayPal link up there, and that should also help. Let me get back to where I was at. Roger says hello all, and we say hello to you, sir. Addie says you can have a Buddhist wedding, but buy land and a house in a remote Thailand, I assume he means village, and be happy. You certainly can. You absolutely can. Doesn't always have to be about Pattaya. Doesn't always have to be about the nightlife. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do so. We would like to see 100 likes today. That would be great. But finding a good Thai lady in a village somewhere is easy. Well, it's not. I won't say it's easy because nothing's ever really easy, but it's certainly more doable than finding a sustainable, long time commitment for girls that are employed as drinking companions or work in the nightlife areas of Pattaya. And kind of got to be careful on that one. But you're right, Eddie. And there's Christopher's comment. And he says, definitely a love of I'm not sure if I can leave that up or not. Mixed in, the good times are good and the bad times are rough. Getting the uphill all the way really shows. Yeah. So, Christopher, I hate to take down your comment, man, but we're trying to stay away from using the terms bar and female in the same context, because YouTube is just coming for all these statements. So I don't know, but however, I agree with your assessment. And I appreciate you commenting for sure. And because you're a channel member, we're going to have some content coming up this week. I'm going to try to get a live stream going with you guys, so we can all get together and have a nice talk about it. Filtho says using up to you like they do, basically like a ultimatum or implied threat, like you can be here doing what I like or you can hit the road. Gotcha, Filters. Gotcha. That's yeah, I can see that. You could do that, but it all depends on the way you present. I tell people when they contact me and they say, I want to go to Pattaya, Jeremy, and you got all these videos on it, blah blah blah. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I say, practice your approach. And I refer to this as just like an approach for a plane landing, right? You got to be on the glide slope, and when you touch down on the runway, you got to make sure you don't forget. You don't forget your methods of slowing the plane down to a complete stop before it can safely be evacuated. So that's that, and I go into more detail about that, about the approach. You have to know going in what exactly, not like maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. You have to know exactly what you are looking for when you go there. If you're looking for true love in Pattaya, then I recommend you don't spend the vast majority of your time with in the places where the nightlife is thumping and there's more guys than girls, that kind of thing. It just doesn't give you a good balance. And I recommend that you don't spend a lot of time with drinking companions or personal trainers, because that's going to eat up some good time to find a quality girl. And quality girls can be found. I found that out myself. Pattaya has quality girls. They really do. And some of them work in the Pattaya nightlife. And you just have to see it for yourself, because I've met a few they're some of the best hearted people in the world. And what they're essentially doing is they're working jobs that produce a high yield of income, and they're building a house back in wherever they're from, in Thailand, for their family and for themselves, so that as soon as they made all the money they want to make, they can go back to the village, or back to the town that they came from, that kind of thing. That's typically what I find in the stories that I get. Okay, let me catch comments. Ty Guy Brown says you can take the girl from the night. Yeah, that's about the same thing that Chris was saying. Don't take that one personally, Ty Guy, by any means. But that's pretty much what Chris was saying. And Carl says, Addie John, that the only way I do it from a small village, nothing from the larger cities, and I'd never bring her home to the U.S. Yeah, going home to the U.S. is a whole nother video. That's a whole nother video for sure. Eddie says, same. And Toasted Waffle says, what if my intention is not love? If your intention is not love, then you are in the right place, because you literally have the world at your feet. If you're in Pattaya and love is not your goal, which, let's be frank, okay, 99% of tourists, which are usually the vast majority of are men that go to Pattaya, they're not there looking for love. They're looking for the experience, for the party, for the to say I went there, to take pictures, maybe to do some different things that they've heard other people do. And excuse me. And I think it kind of plays itself back and forth a little bit. Robert, thank you for putting up the PayPal account link. I would love to hear my phone go ding. That would be great, because we haven't come close this weekend. Mad Max says, morning, mate. If you want a good girl, don't drink. Time women like a man, not drink. Work for me. I tell you what, you actually have a very good point there, Max. If here's why women like men that don't drink, in case any of you are wondering why I would say this. Because when they find out that you don't drink, now you can tell them you don't drink, they're probably not going to believe you at first. But when you go with them, or when you're sitting as a drinking, they're working as a drinking companion, and you order Coke and they order, a drink, then they're going to start to believe that, hey, maybe I don't. God, I love you, Chris. This channel loves you, Christopher. We love you. We love you. We love you. And you are a godsend to the channel, man. That is absolutely. Thank you so much. Chris has sent $50 in, and I have to tell you, brother, it cannot come at a better time. And we appreciate you so much. That's just awesome. Chris has helped put us now $145 away from the weekend goal. So good for you, bud. And thank you so much, man. I hope you get a lot out of this content because you certainly put a lot into it, and I appreciate it very much. But as Mad Max was saying, the women that you tell you don't drink, right, and you actually don't drink, okay, they're not worried about you getting drunk and harming them. They're not worried about you getting drunk and doing something stupid. They're not worried about you getting drunk and, possibly doing something outlandish. If you don't drink and you're sober, they have much more of a tendency to be relaxed around you. So if you're meeting a girl for the first time anywhere, that's always a good policy to have. Even I can remember back in my teens when I used to drink back in my teens, right? I didn't stop drinking until I was 30. But back in my teens, I can remember even when we would go out, all of us as friends, we would go out. I can't get that contribution off my mind. Thanks again, Chris. That was just absolutely amazing, man. But I would go out and all my buddies would be drinking or doing other things. And I wouldn't, believe it or not, at that time, I was good, Jeremy. And because of that reason, I tended to get more attention because the girls felt safer. So that's a very, very, very good point, Max. Very good point. Robert says, let's hit the channel fun go. Well, Chris certainly got us started for sure. Addie says, have met men in Pattaya who have Buddhist wedding by land and build a house, but then family can turn on you and you lose everything. It happens, so be careful what you wish for. You're 100% correct. It can happen, and it will happen if you're not careful. So I can take nothing away from that comment, Addie. That's very logical and pragmatic. And if you guys hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, hit it because we're going to go for 100. Caliber Consulting says, also, I would not befriend women in the entertainment industry. And many men feel the exact same way. That's subjective to each person, right? And that's one reason I made this. I wanted to make this video is because you can't go there thinking that it's good that you know exactly what you want. So if you don't want to date or befriend a woman who works in the entertainment industry in Pattaya, wow, here it comes. We might get the entire weekend's fun in here. Roger McGee, love you, man, as always. He said pump up the kicks with another $25. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's 75 and 5 is 80, so we got 120 to go for the weekend. Awesome. Good job, brother. Good. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Roger. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So if you know for sure, Caliber, that you don't want a girl from you're not even gonna think about dating a girl that works in any kind of entertainment position, then you have nothing to worry about because you already know, and that's the mindset going into Pattaya is absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. We got a $5 PayPal coming in now. Thank you very much. I won't put this person's name up because I don't know if he wants it up, but thank you very, very much for the $5. $5. He made it easy. So now we got what did I say, 120? No, that's 50 15, 25, 75, 5, 80, 120. So now we got 115 to go. Good. I'm loving it. Prep for it says Thai girls told me the main things they were looking for are a man that does not gamble. That's good. A man that is not easy to anger. That's something that's a super good point right there. Prep for it. A man that is not easy to anger. So if you go to Pattaya or anywhere else looking for an actual relationship with a girl, if you show that you are easily angered, you can forget it because sabai, right here in Thailand. These guys and girls, when and if they get angry, it's usually really, really bad because anger is not an emotion that a lot of people have here very often. I'm talking about Thais that very rarely. Rarely have I ever seen a Thai get angry. Is what I'm trying to say. So very good point. Man, it's not abusive, absolutely, and a man that can be randomly romantic. Sums up, man. I really hope a lot of people watch this video because you guys are just like, you are nailing it. I mean, absolutely nailing it. And I really appreciate all the comments and the help here. David says a lot of guys give up their freedom without realizing just how valuable it is and don't realize how much they miss it until it's gone. David, you have made another contrasting point. Sorry, guys, got to get a drink. You have made another very good contrasting point, and that's a point that can be debated or argued. But the fact of the matter is, it's true. It's very true. That's why I say play the field for a long time. Play the field for a long time, and when you find a girl that meets your needs, because see, I'm of the opinion that Fantastic says cancel stream, catch y'all later. Okay, brother. Don't know what happened. But David said a lot of guys give up their freedom without realizing just how valuable it is and don't realize how much they miss until it's gone. And that's something that you can't get back. And you have to remember, breaking up with girls in Southeast Asia is not like breaking up with girls in Western countries. It's not. Because when you break up with a girl over here, especially if you're in the Philippines, it's not quite as bad in Thailand, but it's bad in the Philippines. But here in Thailand, if you break up with a girl, there is a small chance that you may have to deal with her brother or her father or her entire family for breaking up with her. So that's something that to keep in mind. Carl said, JC, I think you really like the Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi. Got quite a good channel on here as well. I definitely take a look at it. Definitely take a look at it because I'm not a good. I'm more of a emotionally connected person. I'm not the game playing type, that kind of thing. Thumbs up button, guys, if you hadn't hit it already. Let's try to get 100 of those big boys today. Eddie says Western media portray Thailand as not good, but fact is the industry is part of country. Family and Isan send their family to work to support family. That's 100% correct. You will find that when you go to places like Pattaya or Pattaya, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, or Phuket or whatever, when you go to these places, you'll find that all the employees that work in either the entertainment, nightlife, or our drinking companions, any of those, that come down to these places to work are there because they can make a lot of money in a short period of time. They can send back to their family, and they can make a good life for their family. And you are correct. A lot of Thai families let or send their Thai children to work in these places. And that's culturally acceptable here. So it's not my place to judge anybody on what they should or should not do, what's right, what's wrong, none of that stuff. Cody, you're back. I see you there, man. Thanks for coming back, bro. Mr. Mitch says, see you, TT. Yeah, I hate Ty had to go. I like having him around. He's always got good insights. Just got back from the pizza buffet. Imagine that. Imagine that. I've heard that there is some cornbread and beans here in Thailand. I'm currently researching that project, and I will let you know how it works out. Back on topic. I want to stay on topic. I want to stay on finding a quality girl to have a relationship with in Pattaya. Let me explain the first thing that normally you're going to see. Some of the girls that live and work there are going to be, whether it's in entertainment nightlife or whether it's what a professional job. They're going to be, some of them are going to be nice for an hour or two, and then they're going to be ready to leave you alone. Some of them are just going to be hardcore, straight up, I'm going to drink with you for an hour. I'm going to drink with you for tonight, and I'm going back to work tomorrow. And you have to be prepared for that, especially if you're an emotional guy. So if you're an emotional guy that has that has a lot of emotions, that wants to fulfill that void that many times really emotional men have, but don't pretend like there aren't men that aren't emotional, because there certainly are. If you want to fill that void, you're going to have to find someone that doesn't fit either one of those categories. You need somebody in between, because if you have a fitness trainer or a drinking companion, and you spend a lot of time with them, let's say you spend 24 hours or 20 hours with them, something like that. And by the end of that 20 hours, if they haven't softened up any, and by that I just mean like gotten more comfortable with you, then move on to the next one, because it's not going to be she's likely not going to soften up. She's probably been hurt before by many guys, and to her credit, you can't blame just the girls in these situations. All right, I'm catching comments right now. Travel TV, what's up, bro? The short answer to the question: yes, you can't find your love there, but it's like finding a needle in a huge stack of needles, which means you go through some pain before you find it. That's a good point, brother. Good point. Very, very, very good point. And I agree as well. Filtho says, seem to be a lot of decent girls working in Central Festival. There are. In Pattaya Central Festival, there are. I'll tell you another good place to meet really good girls in Pattaya, and that is in the 7-Elevens. You think I'm crazy, but the 7-Elevens or the food marts, those girls are usually some of the nicest girls in the world, man. Usually. Not always. Carl says the price of anything is the amount of life you have to exchange for it. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that statement. I concur for sure. Tag eyebrow at Eddie. There's a lot of expectation on young Thai women to earn and provide for the family. It's sad, but part of the culture. I've seen that happen. Ty, I've seen that happen, and um, some of the you'll see that in some of the women's behavior. You'll actually be able to see that if they are a person that's been sent to provide for the family in places where they can make money really fast, then and they don't want to be there, you'll see it and you'll know it for sure. Um, so it's not a pretty sight. I agree with you. It's not a pretty sight. Eddie says, in my mid 50s, I don't think I want to settle down as I love my freedom and I see too many men who pretend to be happy. That's an excellent statement. Excellent statement. Because pretending to be happy and being happy have nothing to do with each other. Cody says, I'm amazed I can still fit in a go kart. So am I, brother. So am I. It's all good. Carcase says, you should make a shirt of that quote on the back with DoMoreLife on the front. That's not a bad idea, Carl. That's not a bad idea at all, to be honest with you. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. I'm going to take a quick picture of that so that I can put that on my Teespring shirts. And we have DoMoreLife merch available as well. Cody says, I'm perfectly capable of going out and not drinking. Did it tonight with the kids. I think you have to do that with women about every other date, even if you like having drinks, shooting pool, etc. Right on point, Cody. I couldn't agree with you more, man, because if you are a drinker and you go out and you drink every single time that you go out with a girl, eventually she's going to get tired of it. I promise. Eventually she's going to get tired of it. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, let's give it a thumbs up and continue on. Addie says, I'm so over expectation now in life. I don't expect anything from anyone anymore. Weight off shoulders. Once let go of expectations, which can drive you crazy, 100%. And in a way, I'm kind of envious of that, Addie, because once I'm set and I don't expect anything from anyone, I will be a much more laid back individual. And I can't wait for that. Carcase says, if she has to have several drinks to loosen up, that's a big red flag. I would agree with that. But I also think that if the man has to have several drinks to loosen up, that's also a big red flag. And should be a big red flag to the girl or the guy or whoever. That goes both ways, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Mad Max says, so true what you say, mate. Thanks, Mad Max. You are so welcome, man. You are so welcome. Cody says, if every time you go out you're drinking, they ain't gonna feel like that's all you're ever gonna do with them. Not having any romance, and you are just in it for the party, not them. Again, I 100% agree, Cody. I 100% agree, and that goes for women all over the world. You have to keep things in perspective. And when you come to a place like Pattaya, for example, and whatever your expectations are, okay, the best way to come is don't come with any expectations. Don't come with anything. Just go and explore, party, have some fun. If that's your thing. If it's not, there's plenty of things to do in Pattaya other than go out at night, or they're widening Beach Road in Pattaya, so you'll have more parking there. You'll be able to walk up and down the beach. I believe I heard rumors of another. They're going to do something else to the beach, and I really hope that they do. Although right now it looks pretty good. I've got a video out that I recorded about 3 weeks ago, and if we can get to our monetary goal today, which Chris really dropped the bomb, and so did Roger. And I had another guy whose name I won't mention has come in from PayPal. So we need, for the weekend right now, as it stands, we're 115. That's what we need. If that happens, I would like to take next weekend and go to a province that is possibly a little bit north of Bangkok and see what I can find. I've been doing some research on some places just a little bit north of here, and I think I found some interesting stuff. But you have a 100% good point there, Cody, and that really sums things up. Mr. Mitch says the front of my shirt says "I quit drinking." The back says "When I'm good and drunk." I like that one. Anthony says, "Is there any safety in taking the religious route, like churchgoers first? I'm not huge on drinking to extinction." I have always found in Thailand, I don't really see a lot of churches. Over here in the Philippines, there's a lot of churches, and they go to church on Sunday. But over here, what I would consider predominantly Buddhist nation, they tend to go more for the temples, and they go to the temples and do their thing, and the monks walk around each morning and they talk to them, and or they do their blessings. I'm not sure. I don't want to disrespect any monk or anything like that. So I would say you could try, but it really doesn't matter. I can tell you this, from being back in the States, the girls that didn't go to church growing up were a whole lot calmer than the girls that did go to church growing up. So, that was my experience. Stuck, there you are. Good to see you, man. He says, "Good morning, JC and the DoMoreLife family. Thank you for dropping by. We're having a very interesting discussion here, and we're hoping to get, we want to get 100 likes, but it kind of paced down. We got 42. We can at least get 50 off that. Everybody's saying hello to Stuck, which is good. We should say hello to Stuck. Stuck, Christopher came by again, and he dropped $50 in the PayPal, and made me a very happy young man. And Roger has contributed, and there's been other contributions, and we're 115 away from the total weekend goal, which is 200. So we're making some progress, man. Making some progress. Addie says, "I'm moving back to Thailand soon, so freedom." I hear you, bro. Ty Guybrow says, "Imagine working hard all year, spending a lot of money, and going to a foreign country on holiday and being aggressive and angry." That's one thing you just can't do over here. If you're that kind of person, just don't come. Just don't go somewhere else, because anger in Thailand is just not going to be accepted. If you go to Pattaya, for example, and I've seen this personally in a bar. I watched some European guy. I don't know who he was, but he was looked fairly young, skinny dude, and he kept like cursing at one of these girls And eventually, he wasn't in the club anymore. Like after two warnings, he wasn't there. And that's ultimately what's going to happen to you. But if you're so angry that you need to come halfway across the world to vent your frustrations, then go to somewhere where they're mad all the time, like I don't know, Russia, or somewhere where it's just where it's a known fact that the people are going to be angry. But it just, you're right. It doesn't make any sense coming to a country on holiday and being like mad about stuff. With that being said, let me say this. You things are not going to go as planned when you go to when you go anywhere. They're not going to go as planned, but especially if we're talking Pattaya, that kind of thing, they're never going to go as planned. So you have to be able to not be angry. You have to be able to hold your hold your self-esteem, or not self-esteem, but hold your composure when things go bad or when things don't go your way. Really, don't throw a temper tantrum. Cody says you also every now and then need to let them have their girls' nights. That's for sure. Same as men want a guy's night out, and if that type of thing worries you, then you aren't with the woman you could trust anyway. 100%, Cody. 100%. And I believe that applies over here as well. I'm sorry I'm so far behind on comments, guys. I'm getting there, though. Filtho says, remember Braveheart? You may, yeah. I do remember that. Let me tell you how strict YouTube's getting. That's a direct quote from a movie, so therefore I have to remove it or face a copyright strike. Can you believe that? I couldn't, but it's been rough. Max says, how's it going, Cody? Not like that always. Addie says, Roger. Stuck in Florida. I know two people that have had 10 plus years relationship / marriage with ladies from Pattaya, but one worked at a hotel and the other worked at a bar. I understand that, and that's the whole thing we were talking about. Ty Guy Bry's in here, and he's been talking about his good luck getting to the stage that he's at in his relationship. Mike said, he says, it's been my experience that the girls love and pay attention to guys with black socks, sandals, and lead with, hi, it's my first time in Pattaya. What do you think I should randomly spend on $200 on? Yeah, hey man, can't get away from that one. That's the absolute truth right there. And if you walk up and say that, then they're gonna do their best to clean you out in terms of cash flow. That's for sure. That's a good one though, Mike. Very good, very good, very good. That's a good job. That's more for if you do that, guys, don't ever do that on your first time, okay, to Pattaya, because you will be literally ringing bells and doing other things that are just weird. So only do that if you're experienced and understand the environment that you're in. That is funny though. Cody says black socks feel better than cheap Walmart socks, but I feel like I'm 80 years old wearing them with shorts. I probably would too. I haven't worn black socks with shorts in a long time. Chili P. They pay attention to anyone that buys drinks. It just happens to be the guys with socks and sandals on the first trip that buy the most. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah, it happens. And I've told people this before. Look, Pattaya exists for the most part for one reason and one reason only, like any other tourist destination in the world, and that is to take your money, as much of it as they can get, right? And that includes all the workers that are there. That includes um, uh, restaurants, bars, um, jet ski rentals, motorbike rentals, which by the way, please don't rent jet skis. And everything else, it exists to take your money. So you have to know that going in. Addie says, left my beautiful blonde girlfriend in Australia because we had nothing to talk about anymore. Going out to dinner. Once honeymoon period is gone, the nagging starts. That's right. And if the nagging starts, then it's time to move on for sure. Stuck says, tell a girl you'll take her out shopping wherever she wants to go, and if she takes you to the market to go shopping, that's your girl. That's an absolute winner right there, Stuck. That is an absolute winning comment, I will tell you, because if she takes you to the market, she's not looking for anything high class. She's not looking for anything high so or um, um, anything really expensive. I get your point on that, and that would be ideal. That would be ideal. If she says, "Let's go to the market and go shopping," that would be a good uh, um, in a certain sense, that would be a like a well educated, but an education in life, not necessarily like a degree. Um, Never tell Thai girl this. That's Chili P. Filto says we need to recognize in many African and Asian cultures that relationships have a heavier transactional component, even between generations in the family. Not good or bad, but be aware, but don't. I understand. Don't judge it too harshly. That's why I don't judge it. I just, for me, I don't judge it. I just give information about it. So it's like, you know, um, that way you can be prepared when you come over here. And if not, then I'm glad that we make videos like this because people can watch them and really understand what they're going for before they get there. I do want to say, in terms of the topic, your odds of finding true love in Pattaya are very slim. So it's a rarity, but it does happen, as been pointed out by Ty Guy Bry and Stuck in Florida. Does happen, it can happen, and it will happen from time to time. But that is not the norm. I want everybody to understand that. That's not the norm because a lot of guys think, you know how we think, right? We're gonna go find us some kind of person with real experience, and it's just gonna fulfill all our hopes and dreams. And then all of a sudden, you don't have any keys, wallets, or money. that's not a good thing. Stuck in Florida says Chili P, different strokes, different folks. I agree. Addie says Thai ladies hold the world record for sleeping. Oh man, they can sleep, dude. Thai ladies can definitely sleep. Really, really sleep. That's funny about holding a world record for sleeping, but it's true. If you're enjoying the content, please give a thumbs up. We're 7 away from 50. 50 would be nice. 100 would be better. Ergon says, hi, I'm from Australia. Long time listener, first time speaker. The first 3 times I went to Pattaya, I fell for the first ladies I seen. You think I would have learned after the first time? Hey man, sometimes it takes more than one time to learn. Some of us just have to learn the hard way. I'm one of those people. You break me down one time, that doesn't mean I'm broken, unfortunately. So, um, that's just what I may. It may take me 3, 4, 5, 6 times to learn my lesson. So don't feel bad, man. Don't feel bad. Thank you for being a long time listener too. Robert, thank you for throwing up the PayPal link. Hope we get there for sure. Chili P says, what is the monetary goal for? And Stuck in Florida says the monetary goal is for the travel fund. Yeah, so it's travel and channel fund. What's the fund currently at? We are $115 short for the weekend. We do it by the weekend. So we usually, oh man, I got a lot of comments to catch up on. Hang on, where was I at? Sorry. Let me get back to where you are, Chili. Yeah, so it's really a channel fund. So anything that goes into it is used for either equipment for the channel or travel expenses for the channel. That's how I'm able to bring content to you. And if AdSense was, pay it could pay what everybody else, or what the contributions pay, there wouldn't be any need for contributions. But that's what we have. It's an ongoing goal. Every weekend. Usually we hit it. Sometimes we don't. It is what it is. But good question, Chili P. Stuck in Florida says, I seen a church in the middle of nowhere in northern Cachanaburi. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm gonna call you 19 because I don't know how to pronounce your first name. Says, about 2 years ago, I got on the Thai friendly app and started talking to a professional. I went to meet her, and the good news is we are still together 2 years later, living together in Aussie. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. So it's good to hear. It's really, 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 really good to hear stories like that, man. Really good to hear stories like that. Where, because I don't want the average guy. I make a lot of videos on Pattaya saying that guys beware of this, guys beware of that. I've got one video that's got 2.5 million views about suggestions for men on what they should not do the first time they come to Pattaya. And I'm always warning people, but there is an upside to it. I mean, there's an upside to Pattaya in and of itself. There's an LK Metro, there's Walking Street, there's if you're looking for nightlife stuff, there's beach. Those are included. There's Pattaya Beach Road. There's and then if you want other kinds of entertainment or whatever, there are plenty of bars that have music. There are plenty of music venues. There are all kinds of things to do in Pattaya. Like you could go parasailing. You can go jet skiing. You can take a private boat to an island of your choice. I have a whole playlist on the islands of Pattaya on this channel. So you can go see what some of the islands are like, and check them out before you can actually see them before you go. And I can't see my little cursor. There it is. Comments. Okay, I'll leave that one alone. Cody says, I have a question. How fast do Thai women take on a relationship? Most of us are used to moving slow, a month, a half a year. What's their usual norm? Again, it depends on the girl. This is where I do a comparison always between the Philippines and between Thailand, because in the Philippines, if you go on a date with a girl and she likes you, then you're pretty much her boyfriend in her mind. And that's something you have to get used to. Thailand, not so much. If the girl really likes you, she'll let you know, and then you can keep talking to her. If not, one date's all you're gonna get. So it's a different classification process, let's say, that they use. over here. Chili P said, oh, wait. Chili P says you wouldn't get away with cursing constantly at women in the bar in the UK either. Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't. I'm sure of that. Ty Guy Brown says that, Cody, every woman is different. And it depends if they have been with a foreigner before, but a lot move fast and are super affectionate. And that's true. Again, depending on the woman. Cody says, I remember Landon Smiles telling a story about the girls breaking bottles. Yeah. That happens. Eddie says, ladies take shots with you, pretend it's alcohol, but actually Coke. That's, yeah. I mean, sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's not. Some of the drinking companions actually drink. But it's always watered down, because if it's not watered down, they won't be able to make it through the night. Let's see. Stuck says, Cody, in Texas is really no different than most places. Depends on you and depends on the girl. The Philippines, the women seemed to fall as fast as anywhere I've been, and that's completely okay. My experience was different than Stuck's, and we just have two different experiences. No big deal. Mr. Mitch says, having done it before, it's extremely difficult to break. All right, guys, easy on the breaking bottles. Mad Max says, thanks, Jeremy. Have to pack my bags, ready to fly to work early Monday. Take care, guys. Remember to do more life. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it, man. Bill says, I'm a nice fellow wanting to get out or wanting to get out of U.S. Have retired of 1897. Could I have a decent time living there? I'm sure you could. If you've been retired since 1897, I'm sure you could. Eddie says, in Australia, I'm ugly, but in Thailand, I'm good looking, so funny. I know, I love that. Yeah, Stuck. You already know what's going on there with Bill. Ty Guy Brown says, Addy, everyone is handsome man in Thailand. Haha. That you get a lot of handsome men, believe it or not. And also, one good thing for men, there's a lot of good things that happen in Thailand, because if you're a little chubby like me, I put on some serious weight, and if you are a chubby guy, you tend to hold more value than your average skinny dude, and that's because it signifies health and wealth. Basically, is the way they look at it. Eddie says, that's why I love Thailand. Get complimented every day and laugh heaps. Yes, sir. Mr. Mitch says, I'm still ugly in Thailand. They just need glasses. Eddie says, sense of humor is what makes life great. Laugh every day. I agree. Jamie says, I haven't been on in a while. You're still working, of course. The world has been crazy lately. Yep. Still working. Mr. Mitch says, I agree with Addie. Laugh every day. Christopher says, I married a companion. It took a lot of work to make it good, more so than if I had gone with a good girl. There is a period of adjustment that takes time. I think that's a great description. That's a great description. I did not know that about your background, Christopher, but I will tell you that the adjustment period in there would have to be probably the hardest time to get through, and and that would be the roughest part for me. But the adjustment went well, as it obviously did for you. You married, then that would be awesome, truly awesome. Thumbs up, guys, if you're enjoying the content and you hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet. Bill said, I meant income of $18.97. Sure, $18.97 is a good number. You could live comfortable off that. Let me remove a few things here. Addie says, nothing like walking out of my condo and walking around thinking, what do I feel like eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner? My taste buds are alive in Thailand. Sometimes I need Western food. So true. I agree. Jamie says, Bill, you can live there with that much. I agree, especially if it's monthly. Senior Frank, hello, sir. I saw someone hit a jackpot on a slot machine in Vegas once, just the one time, but it happened. Understood. We've actually talked about that today, for sure. What do you mean they can sleep? For some reason, Thai women, most of the time it's because they work so hard, but they can sleep. There it goes, Thai guy bride. They can sleep in the weirdest and noisiest places. They can sleep with a lot of noise, with in some very, like, no AC, super hot. They can sleep in those conditions, and they can sleep 8, 10, 12 hours, no problem. So that's just it's just part of the trait, I guess. Jamie says he's so far behind on chat. Gerald says that's good because I can. Yeah, I am far behind on chat. That's good because I can snore. There you go, buddy. GK Private says if you plan on taking a Thai back to the USA, it really helps. There is a good sized Thai community near where you live, or one or two restaurants, Thais married to Americans, etc. I would assume that sounds like a decent comment. Addie says, I really do love laughing with Thai ladies. Something special laughing with a Thai lady. Once they know you love to laugh, they can become good friends. I have several Thais I can eat seafood with, and that's true. That's 100% true. You can become some friends, and that goes back to my point of Pattaya. In Pattaya, I've met some of the nightlife entertainment, the people that work in that area, and have made some good friends down there. I consider them good friends anyway. Bill says you skipped over my question. Didn't mean to, Bill. I'm sorry. GK says most living estimates ignore good health insurance. That's also true. Good health insurance that I have cost me, I think in total for 2 policies, it was 36 or 38,000 baht. And it was good. I'm fully covered and everything. Chili P says, post it again, Bill. He won't know what your question was by the time he gets to your comment. Yeah, that's very true. GK Private says you can exist on 1,500, get comfortable on 2,000, live a full life on 3. I agree with that. For me, my magic number is if I ever get to where I can make $3,500 a month regularly and have that much money coming in, then I'm set. 3,500 is my magic number. But I agree with your prices there. GK says it's not hard to blow $100 on a day if buying. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that, unfortunately. Let's see. It's asking me to give. I don't want to do that. I just want to remove it. There we go. Okay. Bill says, thanks, Jelly P. Thanks, Jamie. Addie says, can only take experience to your grave, not money. That's 100% true. I will have a smile on my face when I go. I've had a great life, more fun to come. I love to hear people say that. GK Private says, handsome man, welcome in. Where you go? What your name? Where you from? You hear that a lot in Pattaya. Cody says, I'd have to have an apartment on the 90th floor. I can't sleep with street noise in the air. Well, brother, you better make sure that your hotel, when you do come over, is on the is somewhere that's not noisy. I'll have to help you pick out a spot that's not too noisy when you come over and you stay in Pattaya, because it's a noisy place. It's not too noisy right now, but that's because of the situation. Stuck says, really, Jeremy, you don't think Filipinos fall in love faster than most? Yeah, I do. 100%. Absolutely. I went on 2 dates with most Filipinos. They would say they were in love with me. Just my experience. That's 100% what I was saying. Absolutely. I'm sorry. We must have got our wiring crossed there, stuck, because that's exactly what I was saying. Is Filipinos like I believe maybe I said it wrong. But what I meant to say was, if you go on one date and they really like you, you're their boyfriend, and that in their mind, and they're in love and all that stuff. So yeah, I must have misunderstood your comment, Stuck, because I totally agree with what you just said right there. All good. 46 likes. We need 4 more to get 50. We can at least get 50 and start making the push. Start making the push for the channel fund. If we can get that up and rocking again, that would be great. Our goal, we need to PayPal, we need another 115. If we can get something close to that, I would be extraordinarily happy. There's the PayPal link, so you don't have to do anything but click it. Thank you, Robert. Addie says, nothing like sitting in a sports bar in Thailand and watching football on TV in your back, in your own country, cheering with other expats. That's true. That's true. There's a lot of good times. I saw somebody say, our Rover sports bar is a must. Thai guy, Bryce, said that. Absolutely. Our Rovers, the owners there are great. They're wonderful. If you like European sports and other kinds of sports, then that is a place for you to go for sure. Addie says, yep, LK Metro, mate. Yep, LK Metro is a good place to be. It really is. And if you stay, our Rovers is actually in the corner of the L shape, because LK Metro is actually a street, believe it or not. It's Soy LK Metro, and it's just a right angle. It's depends on which way you come in. You come in and turn left to go out Soy Bocao, or you can turn off of Soy Bocao to go down to where our Rovers is, because it's right in the corner. Make a left and you'll pop out on Soy Diana. So I think that's Soy Diana, I believe. Anyway, man, Chris is doing it. Chris, there you go. He's keeping it going. That's another 50 from Chris right there. Another 50 from Chris. Brother, I appreciate you, man. That's $100 from you today right there. And that is a big contribution. And I genuinely, thoroughly, emphatically just can't thank you enough, man. I really can't. I genuinely appreciate that. So I want to see where we were. 115 minus 50 is 65. We only got 65 to go. We can do that. That's not a big deal. But Christopher, thank you so much, man, for your over the top contributions. Have been incredible. Just absolutely incredible. And I thank you for it, and the channel will thank you for it, as I have better equipment, and I'm able to travel better places. Let me go up because that got me really excited. And let me go. Can you watch baseball easily in Thai sports bar? I think so, Cody. I believe so. It depends on what bar you're in, really. Hey, Steve. Steve saying, man, I'm doing good. I hope you are, brother. American football, yeah, you can usually get American football in most places. The only problem is the time difference. Gerald says, what is the best way to explain that you are single and like to mingle so that they know you are not looking for a relationship? Well, that depends on if you've got a drinking companion or if you're meeting a girl and or meeting a girl that is not working either in the nightlife entertainment or industry or that profession. So being upfront and honest is always the best policy in my book, especially with ties, whether it be men or women or whatever. Being upfront and honest with them is always a no lose situation, in my opinion. Cody says, a lot of vids on LK Metro looks like a happening place. That's what, when I first started going to Pattaya, that was the only place I stayed. I never went down to Walking Street or anything like that. So it was wonderful. It really was. It was wonderful. And I liked LK Metro. I got very familiar with everything in there. So it's pretty cool. Ty said, yes, Soy Diane. Okay, good. Want to make sure I had my streets right. Addie says, I saw LK Metro being built in 2005, walking past, saw posts being smashed into the ground. I didn't know it. I don't have any idea how old LK Metro is, but I guess I just found out. Ty Guy Bryant says, at Cody, LK Metro is a very popular place with good reason. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of good reasons to go to LK Metro. In fact, if you guys want me to, I'll make a trip down there at some point and just walk you through LK Metro and like explain everything and the guest houses and all that stuff. I could do that, and that would be of some value to you, I'm sure. Mr. Mitch says, tell them you had a bad relationship in your country and only want to be friends. That Gerald Yates worked for me. Good point, Mr. Mitch. Very good point. Ty says, JC having a warm and fuzzy feeling inside moment. Yes, I am, Ty. Yes, I am. I'm feeling very good. And Christopher has contributed a lot to that. So have others, but he's dropped $100 today. So, man, what an amazing day. Gerald says, thanks to Mr. Mitch. And Robert says, there's the PayPal link, $65 to go. Let's hit the goal. Be nice if we did. That would be awesome, but we'll see. Eddie John says, buy a wristband that says you're a helicopter. Christopher's got a good point. Hand gesture wings and tell her you're a butterfly. For those of you that don't know and have never really interacted, this is such a good point, Christopher. For those that don't know and have never really interacted with Thai women in general, if they call you a butterfly means you like a lot. You spend time with a lot of women, right? And they'll call themselves butterflies too from time to time because they'll from person to person, right? So if you tell them you're a butterfly right away, then you don't have to worry about them having an expectation that you want a relationship because they know you like to fly from one to the next to the next. Very good point. Very good point, Christopher. And it says, I bought wristbands for 3 female friends in Bangkok. They couldn't stop laughing. I actually want to get out and go to one of the markets here in Bangkok. And thank you guys for putting us over 50 thumbs up. I really appreciate that. All I want to get out and buy some of those bracelets and other things and start looking around. And I also want to give a heads up. There are going to be a lot of new bars and clubs and entertainment venues opening in Pattaya as tourism comes back to the city. So be prepared for some different or for some changes in the way things are done. Lucky for me, I have not inside information. Well, I guess it technically is inside information, but I have people telling me what's really going on the ground there, and there's going to be some new cool stuff going on around there. I don't think they're going to try. They're the Thai government statements all relate to, cleaning up the city, that kind of thing, which is fine. It's great, but they're going to do it in such a way that it makes it more comfortable for tourists and vacationers, people with tourist visas, people with just general travelers to go there and have a good time. Mr. Mitch says, I prefer being a hummingbird. I enjoy nectar wherever I go. I like that. Very good. Hey, there's Robert Mack, everybody. Robert Mack, hit that thumbs up button if you hadn't already. We're doing good, man. We are doing good, good, good. Ty Guy Bryce says, I gotta go to work. Okay, buddy. Thank you so much for dropping by. Be looking for a message as you are a channel member, be looking for a message at some point this week. I'm going to do a video and I would like to do a live stream, but I'm definitely going to do a video for my channel members. And it's going to be a little bit different. We'll see what you guys think about it. Eddie says, I love hearing bands play in Pattaya. Great music scene. If you look around, I look for bands to play YouTube. I sing my heart out and get up and join the bands. That there's a ton of music venues in Pattaya, and that's not a bad place to look for a relationship necessarily, depending on what kind of venue you're in. Not all of the music bars are considered or have drinking companions working there. They just have, your regular employee. Ty Guy Bryce says, see you guys later. Have a good one, JC. Thank you, brother. And see you later as well. Mr. Mitch says, Robert Mack and Asia, hello again. Long time no see. Ty says, hey, Mr. Mack. So I think I got my point across, guys. I think we got the gist of finding true love in Pattaya. It's possible. We've heard. We watched the comment section, and we watched people talk about how they have actually married women that worked as a drinking companion or in a nightlife entertainment position in Pattaya. And I also want to tell you, even though you heard the good, there's a lot more. The good stories are rare. Please understand that. There's Todd. What's up, man? Yeah, still running, man. Still running. I guess you went out and had your breakfast. It's good to see you, brother. Robert Mack says, just got off the phone with a person I met at Foreigner Joe meetup in Thailand last year. Turn out they live 1 hour away. Wow, that's awesome. Eddie says, lots of great Thai female singers in Pattaya. That's true. Robert Mack says, Mr. Mitch, good evening. Todd says, and took a walk on the river. I hear you, brother. I know you. I know you can't wait to get in, and when you get in, you're gonna be a happy dude. I did get caught up on your videos yesterday, and I was really surprised by how your journey has transpired. It was really inspirational for me to watch. So I appreciate it very much. GK says, I met what I thought was a nice middle-aged lady. She owned or subrented the complex I was staying in. However, I found out she was a crazy gambler. I tried to call her about a plumbing issue. Ooh, that's not good. Andy says, hey, mate. Hi, y'all. Hi, Andy. GK Private said, got no answer. Had to call the tourist police, who were very helpful. They generally are helpful. I've dealt with them on several occasions, and they are helpful for sure. Mr. Mitt says, I have great appreciation for musicians because I cannot play an instrument at all. I'm the same way, Mr. Mitch. I can't play any kind of instrument. I definitely can't sing, but I love to go and hear people that can. Todd says, hopefully they will reduce the queue to 7 days. I hope they do, for your sake, brother. If not, just know you're in the position, and you're coming. One way or the other, you're coming, bro. And it's going to be a pleasure to have you here and a pleasure to meet you in person. And I'm really looking forward to that. Eddie says, I always tip bands in Pattaya tip jar on stage. They appreciate it. Yes, they do. Any tips in any part of Thailand are greatly appreciated, with the exception of going to like restaurants that already have the tip built in the price. That would be my only the only exception to that rule. Wow, we're up to 58 likes now, 41 people watching. That's pretty cool. $65 to go in the channel goal for the weekend. Can we do it? Can we do it? I don't know. GK Private says, I missed Pattaya. First trip was in 2004. Been 15 times. I'm now semi-retired and have all the time and money in the world, but can't get there. So, boy, if I had, I wish I had all the time and money in the world. That would be ideal for me. But I still got a lot of work to do and a lot of learning to do, and a lot of work on myself to do. GK Private says, so much of the country to still see. I feel the same way. Robert says, I can't hold a tune either, Mitch, and we feel you, brother. GK says, I was on the coast of Met during the tsunami in 2004. Luckily, we had changed our Phuket reservations at the last minute. Who knew? That's for sure, bro. That's for sure, man. Glad you changed that. Eddie says, I like to go to McDonald's, just smile, make conversation. I got two friends, but in the West, they tell you to go away. That's true. That's true. But you can go to McDonald's in Thailand, pretty much anywhere in Thailand, and strike up a conversation. And you can tell real quickly whether or not an expat wants to have a conversation with you or not. And if they don't, just go talk to the Thais. They would love to talk to you. Most of them. Todd says, I can't hold a tune either, but that doesn't stop me plugging in, walk, and sing. Yeah, I do the same thing, bro. I do the same thing because music is a very important part of life in general. I know when I'm having a really bad day, I can hear the right song and my day can really, really, really get a lot better real quickly. And that's happened to me in Pattaya as well. With songs, I met a girl that could sing once down there, and we were just hanging out for, I think we hung out for 2 days, and she would just bust out singing here and there, and she would like I don't know, just a special voice, and it was really nice. It was really nice to be around her for that long. Chris C, welcome. I don't know if you've been in the chat before, but he asked, don't the women who work at the 7-Eleven and McDonald's get tired of being hit on by Frank? Seems it might get bothersome. I'd get sick of it for sure, LOL. Well, that depends on the girl. Typically, you're not going to know because if you hit if you make if you flirt with a girl at 7-Eleven or McDonald's or whatever, she'll probably just smile and say, I have a boyfriend or something like that. And that's to be non-confrontational, because by all accounts, the vast majority, and when I say the vast majority, I mean the vast majority of Thais are non-confrontational. But I get your point. Mr. Mitch says, same for me at GK Private. Maybe we can swap stories over beer someday. That would be awesome. Chrissy says, hi from Michigan. Hope you are doing well. Nice topic today. Thank you, sir. And I have another friend that lives up around that way, around Michigan. So hope everything's going well in Michigan right now. GK says, going to the White Tie in Bensalem, Pennsylvania tomorrow, just outside Philadelphia. I think a Buddha Lent Inn festival may also be there. That's possible. Todd said, especially New York hardcore music. You look like a hardcore music kind of dude, Todd. And when you talk, I can kind of hear that with you. So you would probably, there's a lot of rock and roll bands that come, especially here in Bangkok. But they also play a lot of rock and roll in Pattaya as well. Eddie says KFC in Australia's side dish is mashed potatoes. Thailand is rice. UK is baked beans. What side dish in the USA? Probably going to be French fries, I would say. Or all of it. Robert makes a good point. At Addie, all of that really. A pizza, I like that. If you're friendly and not sleazy, then you're fine. I agree. Make sure your intentions are right. Make sure your motives are in check, and you shouldn't really have a problem. Let's see here. GK says KFC. I think he meant KFC side is coleslaw, mashed potatoes, beans available. Oh man, you're killing me. I want some so bad. Stuck says Addie, John, mashed potatoes and coleslaw. Very good. Yeah, you guys got me wanting to order KFC today. GK says, is Nana Plaza open? To the best of my knowledge, it's open. Some of the places are open anyway. I haven't really been there at night because they're really, really shying away from people recording the nightlife in these places, whether it be in Bangkok or Pattaya or anywhere else. They really don't like you to have the cameras out, so you have to be kind of careful. I prefer to go in the daytime and just show people what's around the area. And there are just too many of these night scene videos going on and all this stuff. Eventually, YouTube is just they're going to hammer down on all that, and nobody's going to have any content on the channel, which is why I do my very best to try to keep it as PC as possible. Chris says, oh, Robert likes KFC coleslaw. I love KFC coleslaw. I love coleslaw, period. Chris says, Michigan is now starting the tree leaves color change. That's awesome. Driving around is going to be beautiful for the next 2 weeks. Yes, it will, for sure. Todd says the Rock Pub in Bangkok, if it's even still there. I haven't heard of that, but I check it out. When you get here, let me know, and if it's still there, we'll go. GK says, yeah, too many videos going on. Yep, and that's what happens. Mito Salah. Hey, Jeremy, what dating website do you recommend? Thai Friendly is probably at the top of that. It's just easier. And second to that would be Tinder. If you're in Pattaya and you're just looking, you're just on vacation looking to have fun, Tinder's your go-to. Thai Friendly is as well, but Tender's also a go-to choice if you don't want to do anything but just meet people and party. Um, mm, yeah, you're right on that statement, GK. But that M word bothers me, and I'm just gonna remove it. No disrespect to you, sir. Stuck in Florida says I don't eat at KFC much, but usually I get the potato wedges. Oh yeah, some brown gravy to go on top of them. Very healthy. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. Very healthy. But I love the gravy and potato wedges. It's good stuff. Eddie says, "Am off mashed potato. Too many carbs. Keep me fat. Keto diet. I'm losing weight and blood pressure down." I'm about to go on the keto myself. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it. My dad's been on it for a couple of years, and he feels fantastic. He's retired now, and he feels great. He's in super good health, and he's 63, I think. Todd says it's on the BTS that turns north, going to Mochi. It's the first stop after the turn. I know where that's at. I just don't know where the place is, but I can get up there and check it out. Eddie says I eat KFC maybe once, twice a year. I enjoy healthy food more now. I'm sure, as I'm gonna have to get there as well. Christy says yes, gravy is its own food group. I like that. Our friend's daughter is supervisor for YouTube employees coming to work and catching up on things for the last 5 months. She said, "Wow, interesting." What's up, Gordon? Good to see you, brother. Stuck said, "Told Todd it's all relative." I like that. I really like that. All right, so we've summed up whether or not you can find true love in Pattaya. Eric said, look up the video on YouTube. Fat, sick, and nearly dead. I lost 85 pounds in 3 months. I work out 3 days a week too. Let me take a picture of that right there, so I'll be able to look up that movie because I'll definitely check it out for sure. All right. Nick says I lost a lot of weight eating KFC. I don't know how he did that. Eddie says Russians love their mashed potatoes and Pattaya. I hadn't really dealt with many Russians in Pattaya, but I'm sure I will at some point. Tatastic says, do you have a tutorial on Thailand playlist? All of my playlists, I have tutorials on different things about Thailand, if that's what you're asking, Ty. So I have like hotel reviews in Thailand. I have food reviews in Thailand. I have the islands of Pattaya. I have Pattaya, the true story, which has a whole bunch of videos on it, including the one that has 2.5 million views. That's got everything Pattaya in it, or Pattaya, excuse me. And then I have playlists for Thailand long-term stay info. There are a bunch of playlists. I have some playlists for the Philippines as well. So if you wanted information on the Philippines and when I was there, you could see that. Gordon says, where'd I go? Todd says they moved since 2013. Gordon's Alive says, yes, you can find true love in Pattaya with the Thai. I don't know. Good. That's a good statement, I would say, Gordon. That's actually a question, but I feel you, man. I feel you. Todd says 9326 Hollywood Street building. That's the address. Let me take a picture of that because I will have to check it out. May go do a video on it before you get here. And Robert Mack says I like spicy chicken from KFC. Todd says no, it didn't. Same place. Good. Addie says lots of Russians in indoor food courts buffet. That may be true. I hadn't seen it. Chris C says, which Thai meal would you want to have before you depart the country for the last time? Probably joke with the egg, minced pork, and maybe some basil leaves or something. That would be good, but I really like joke. The ratchet, I know where that stop is, Todd. I know where that stop is. Got you, buddy. Eddie says, don't mind talking to Russians in hotels and lifts. Just hang on about kangaroos. I hear you, bud. So Robert has thrown up the PayPal link, and with that being said, well, I got to get Ty's comment. Smoking Joe's or Subway? I thought he would have said. No, for my American food, if I was departing, it would be between those two for sure. But I don't know which one. You will just have to catch me on the right day because I really don't know. But with that being said, guys, we definitely answered the question that it is possible to find true love in Pattaya. However, it is very rare that that's going to happen. So, in the next few minutes, and when I say few minutes, I'm just going to kind of close it down here. Just one more like is needed here to get to 60, says Chris C. Well, somebody hit the like button. That would be awesome. Ty, I'll see you, buddy. Thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it, man. But I want to see we're $65 away on the monetary goal for the weekend. I want to see if we can get any of that because Chris has already put a big stake in that. And I just want to see how many likes we can end up with here at the end of this live stream. We've got about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left before we get to the 2-hour mark. And we'll give everybody, Robert's got the PayPal link up, and you guys know how to hit the thumbs up button at 60 now, says Addie. Awesome. He knows how to, or you guys know what to do. And we'll see if we get any further contributions, or if we don't, it's no problem. But we'll see if we get any, and we will also see how many more thumbs up we get. And hopefully we'll have a nice little video that a lot of people will want to watch. Steak of Art says pork noodle soup, larmu, and roti for dessert. Oh, wait. Masaman curry, seafood basil. Oh, wait. I hear you, man. That's some straight up Thai food for you right there, bro. And yeah, it sounds good. They eat a lot of pork over here, and they make it in a lot of different ways. I've got into eating pork neck, and that's something that I never used to do before. So, but they make it in such a edible way. I mean, it's so good. It's just genuinely good, and I really like it. I really like it. I just like that 61. Actually, my counter says 63, so we're doing good. Todd says lamb muyum. That sounds good. That sounds really good. So at this point, I will larmu. Not sure what that is. But at this point, I'll just go ahead and close down the internet, guys. Hang on. Chris C says, so who has the menu at this point? Pass it to me. Curries are the king in Thailand. Yeah, curries. He's talking about the king of foods, by the way. But yeah, there are a lot of good curries over here. A lot of good curries. And Robert Max says, I think he's meant to say, Jeremy, have a great day. And Robert, you do the same. I want to thank, green curry with lots of chilies. There you go. I want to thank Mr. Christopher Patterson and Roger McGee for their more than generous donation, not donate contributions. I don't ever call them donations because they're not donations, for their contributions. Todd says it was my king in the kitchen for 6 months while my girl was with me. That's awesome. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank all my channel members for being channel members, and we're going to bring you some content this week. I just don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. Well, I know what it's going to be. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, whether we do it live or do a video or something like that. So, 65 to go, and we're well clear on our thumbs up, and I appreciate that. Christopher, thank you so much again. I see your comment there. Good night to you, sir, and definitely catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for your contribution. $100 today that man gave so that we can do more life. Larbus salad. Oh, moose pork. Gotcha. Okay, so pork salad. That sounds real good. Everybody else take care. If you commented in this live stream and we talked about it, then you know I appreciate your comment. I appreciate the engagement in the conversation. I appreciate people's opinions. I appreciate people sharing different experiences. I appreciate all that. So these live streams aren't just for hitting my. I mean, we have monetary goals for a reason, but I'm saying they're not just for that reason. They're more to pass good information along to good people, in my opinion. So, Chris C says, thank you for a great discussion, everybody. You're certainly welcome for me. Brewing Bunny says, channels like this are keeping people going. Much appreciated. Thanks from the UK. You're more than welcome, sir. And thank you for the compliment. Todd says, be safe, everyone, wherever you are. And same to you, brother. And good luck to you. And I hope that everything continues to work out in your favor and you get here sooner rather than later. Stuck, thanks for being an awesome moderator. Robert, wherever you are, thank you for doing a fantastic job as well. And Roger, I know you got a wrench in here somewhere. And I just want to say thank you for doing what you did and then being a moderator as well. I really appreciate it. So that being said, guys, I'm going to let you go enjoy your what's left of your weekend. And November 10th, I think it is. Hopefully I'll be on holiday by then and we can get together. Stuck says, much appreciated for all those financially supporting the channel. 100%, 100% much appreciated, because that's how we're going to get content. That's how we're going to get some better audio. I'm really trying to get some better audio, guys. So I won't be talking through this microphone on the laptop, and it'll actually sound pretty good. Anyway, with that being said, I love you all. Thank you for being part of Do More Life family. Whatever you do today, find a way to do more life. Peace out.